Hello, my HPLC baby. Today we're going to be learning how to create a batch in Lab Solutions. What I mean by batch is not a batch of cookies, but a batch of samples. I apologize, the cookies sound a lot better, but this is all I got today. Let's get going. So now we need to create a batch. So let's click on real-time batch. And the best way to do it is to click the wizard, because this is going to be the fastest way. So let's create a new batch. You specify the method file here. You can click on it and, let's select demo method file. Here's your injection volume. And over here, you're gonna specify how you're gonna create your batch. Are they gonna be standards only, unknowns? Usually we have standards and unknowns. And if you're really crazy, you can do standards, unknowns, and you could bracket like a madman, but not too many people do that. This is how you name the standard sample. This is just gonna be the sample ID that we're gonna choose, and then it's gonna auto increment. So it'll be like standard 0001, 0002, and so on. Click Create File Names automatically, and I'll show you where to set up the auto file name. These are the number of calibration levels, so this is gonna be a 5-point cal curve. And then you can do it in duplicate, you can do it in triplicate, whatever you want. And over here, we're specifying the auto sampler tray. Okay, and if you wanted a report file, you can actually physically tell it to print a report, but you could select a report format here. So maybe you wanna create a calibration report after we're done. Next, this is the sample. So the same idea, you can specify the sample name. I don't know, good baby samples, whatever. So there are your samples. And again, it's gonna auto increment from here. And I'll show you where to set this. Select the report from here. Next, if you wanted to do a summary report file, you could. If you're doing QA/QC type work, we're not here. And over here, you can check what you wanna do. So you tell it to start up, you can auto purge, you can tell it to do a baseline check, and then if it passes, then it's gonna go ahead and then shut down the system. If you have a shutdown method, you can select it from here, and then you can select the method file here, and then the cooldown time, how long before it shuts down, right? So maybe you want things to run for a little while before you cool it down, maybe 10 minutes, or you can kind of even specify this in the file. And then finally, you can give it the batch name, so baby bat, and then we can finish. And there you go, there's your entire batch. For the auto file name, you can go to batch right here and click settings. And if you could click data file name, this is just creating kind of like the prefixes before your sample name or your ID, so you don't have to keep redoing it every single time. So you can select all the parameters here. These things will be appended before the name, so they become unique identifiers, especially if you're doing batches every day. Definitely having the date there is gonna be extremely useful. So now that you have your batch, you can review everything looks good, and then when you're ready, you can run this. And you can save this if you're running this every day. I hope that was helpful. Now you know how to set up a batch. You are no longer my HPLC baby, you are now my HPLC toddler. Congratulations, I'll see you in the next one.